Okay, so let's create this widget in here. So for that, I will just create a new file in the widget called category.dart. It's going to be a stateless widget, but first let's import the material.dart package and initialize a stateless widget and name it category widget like this. So first of all, let's build the container for these images. So first of all, we need to import these images to our project. So I have already added them to our project, and I have already added them in the pubspec.yaml file because I have already showed you how to add a new image to your project and add it to your pubspec.yaml file. So for that, I will create a new map that will take the image path and this title in here. So let's create a new map. It's going to be a list map that will take strings and object like this. And let's name it categories equal to, let's initialize it in here and add a comma in here, semicolon. And let's change this to small c. And now let's initialize it. So for that, I will give it a name and image path. So first of all, I will name it category name. And let's add the names in here. So first one will be fonts. Second one will be the category images path, that it will take the path for each image. So I will just copy it from the pubspec.yaml file. So let's copy the font one for them and paste it in here. Let's add a comma in here and let's copy this one and paste it 6 times because we have 7 widgets, so we still need more 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this. Second one will be the clothes. So let's change this to clothes. Oops. And this one will be shoes. Now let's add each image path. So I will split my screen in here and start copying it. So the choose one will be for this one, the watches in here. So now I have finished adding them from the pubspec.yaml file. So let's close it. And now let's start building the image widget. So for that, we are going to take this container and we need to give it some decoration. So let's say decoration. That will take box decoration. This one. And it will take border radius of all. So border radius dot circular. I will give it value of 10. So for sure you can change it as you want. And it's going to take an image. So image, that it will take decoration image, that it will take another image of a local image, so asset image. And let's add the value from this category in here. So I will copy it, paste it in here. Let's give it an index and choose this one, the image path. Paste it in here like this. Let's add a comma for each one. And as you can see, we have an error for this index in here. So let's initialize a new int in here called index. And it's going to be final because we need to pass it from the home page It might be a little bit confusing now, but you will understand it at the end of this video. So let's now press on this lamp in here and create the constructor fields. We still have an error for this constructor, so let's just delete this const. I will cut it and paste it in here. Now let's format our code. Let's add some margin. So margin to add the spaces between these two widgets. So edge and set in here dot symmetric. It's going to be horizontal, and I will give it value of 10. Now let's add a width for this image. I will choose 150 and a height of 150 also, just like this. Now to add this title widget over the image widget, we are going to use a new widget. So let's wrap this container by a column and to change it to stack, just like this. And we are going to use a position to add a positioned argument for this title. So let's add a positioned in here. It will take 0 for the bottom, and let's give it a child. So container that will take a decoration, or let's just add the color for it first. So it will take theme dot of context dot background color. This one. Let's add a child for it. So in here, let's add a child. It's going to take a text, and this text will take its value from this category. So let's give it an index and copy this name in here, just like this. And let's do some styling for this text. So let's add a style of text style, and let's give it font weight of font weight .w500, and let's give it a font size of size 18, and let's give it a color of like this one. So I will just copy it, but it will be here the text selection color, this one. Let's go back to the home page. So we need to add our new widget between this carousel in here and this sweeper in here. So let's copy this one and paste it in here. We don't actually need the flat button or spacer, so I will just delete it. And we don't need this row anymore. I will just delete it also, just like this, to add this text in here. And now let's add our widget. So for that we need to add a new container. So container that it will take a width of full width, so double dot infinity, and a height of 180. And let's give it a child that will take a list view dot builder for sure. And this list view will take, as usual, item count and item builder. The item count will be 7 because, as I said, we have 7 in here. For sure you can change it. And item builder that will take a build context. I'll name it ctx, and it will take an index. And in here let's return our widget. So category widget, this one. Let's add a comma in here, and let's restart our application. So I got 2 errors now. The first error can be fixed just by wrapping this column by a new widget called the single child scroll view. Let's save it. The first error is gone. In the second error, we need to pass our index in here. So let's pass this index. Let's save it now. But as you can see, it's scrolling vertically. So to change the scroll direction, you can add a scroll direction of axis dot horizontal. Let's save it. So here it is. As you can see, it still needs some changes. So let's go back to our category and add some padding for this container. So padding of edge ansets dot symmetric. I will give it horizontal padding of 16 and vertical padding of 8, like this. Let's save it. And let's add a left argument for it of value of 10, just like this one in here, to match it. And a right value also of 10. Let's save it again. So the width is matching with the image now. And let's add a fit argument for this decoration image in here. So fit, I would choose box fit dot, let's try cover and save it. So here it is. It looks better, but we need to change this. So first, let's change this value to category or categories, like this. Let's save it, but it's still in the center. And that's because we didn't add a cross-axis alignment for this column in here. So cross-axis alignment dot start. Let's save it. And now it's changed, as you can see. Okay, so now we finished the code for the categories. And let's test it for the light theme. So go back. So here it is. As I said before, you can just change the colors from here. For example, this text selection color, you can change it as anything that you want. So that's it for this video, and see you in the next video.